What's going on, guys? It's gonna be simple here, and today I got a pretty cool video for you guys. I'm gonna be bringing you guys a new deck that has been working for me lately in this meta. It's gonna be using the Valkyrie. Surprisingly, I'm actually in love with this card right now. I think she's such a beast. She's such a great defensive card, providing that all-around damage that basically the knight would provide. Um, so I've been having a lot of success with her. I've just completed another 12 win grand challenge with this deck. So I'm gonna make a video on covering some of those matches from the grand challenge. These are some matches from the beginning of it. So yeah, we're gonna be covering that here today. You can see it has the miner in it as well, the battle ram. Um, I basically made this deck from scratch with a few. I had a few decks in mind that the Valkyrie was good with before, like the Valkyrie Hog Rider Lightning deck, things like that. Um, and I basically adjusted it a little bit to the new meta, or what I feel comfortable with in the new meta. Um, Me personally, I love punishing opponents because if they put down a collector, that should be a free tower right there, or a lot of damage at least. So yeah, I just customized it a little bit to um, what I like to play, how I like to play, and hey, it's been working out for me. So you saw right there a few of the deck strengths. Um, graveyard against this deck, I want to say it has no chance, but it's so favorable for you. Sorry, because the Valkyrie just shuts down the graveyard easily, and um, goblins. We have the 2 elixir goblins in here. We're gonna talk a little bit about that actually as well. The 2 elixir goblins are such an MVP card. Um, Let me explain why. So 2 elixir goblins can shut down a graveyard on its own if they don't support the graveyard. Even if they have a tanking for the graveyard, the 2 elixir goblins will do such a good job. Um, Oh, you can see the Valkyrie on the right there, by the way, stopping that bridge spam completely in its tracks. Just really nice. Yeah, so the 2 elixir goblins will stop a graveyard without the support, or with the support actually, unless they use some type of spell, to take them out. So to counter a graveyard for 2 elixir, that's just great. And in pretty much all my decks now, I use the 2 elixir goblins instead of the goblin gang. I'll go ahead and explain why. Just because since they took away one spear goblin, I feel like the spear goblins really don't do much damage. They don't do enough damage for the extra elixir. Let me put it that way. Um, I just think that they're kind of useless. The 2 spear goblins, and for the extra elixir, I could use it somewhere else. That's my personal opinion. I feel like the goblins do just fine, and a lot of people actually sleep on the goblins. So if you want to cycle a card, for example, and I put my goblins down at the bridge, some people will actually let the goblins go, thinking it's just like a skeletons or an ice spear. They just let it go, and wait for me to play something else. But if I played a goblin gang, they'll counter it. Which can be favorable in some positions, but for 2 elixir, if they give me that free damage, I think you get like 200 free damage right there, and you're able to cycle your cards. So I think it's just very beneficial to swap in the goblins for the goblin gang in this particular meta. But obviously it's personal preference, so it's up to you guys. Alright, so in this match we're up against the P.E.K.K.A graveyard deck that I've been seeing around that I've been seeing in challenges all day long. There you can see the Valkyrie, how good she's doing against the graveyard. The P.E.K.K.A itself could prove to be a little bit of an issue for this deck, just because we don't have any really instant tank killers. Here you can see the Valkyrie, Battle Ram, and the Night Witch going against the P.E.K.K.A. The P.E.K.K.A is just gonna do work against everything we have basically. But it's definitely not. It's a weaker matchup, but it's definitely not unwinnable. You can easily deal with the P.E.K.K.A. um, when played right. And that's another thing. Another reason we have the miner in here is in case they don't have a pump, a miner becomes a serious thought of offense in this deck. Because you can do miner pushes. It's kind of like a hybrid deck. You can do miner goblin pushes. You can use the miner to make a push out of dead troops. You can use the miner to make a push out of some leftover bats. There you can see he poisons me really good. It's a pretty good play by him. I use my miner defensively here just to draw the P.E.K.K.A. and to get another card out. I want to get my Executioner out just because Executioner, Tornado versus the P.E.K.K.A. and all of this that's going on is really good. Here you can see the Valkyrie is actually protecting the Executioner as well. She's just so good. Even though the Night Witch and cards like that deal pretty good with her because the bats are air troops, the Valkyrie just has so much health and she deals so much damage. It's you can definitely see where she's beneficial. So there we go. Take out that tower with the battle ram. Battle ram plays is pretty straightforward. It has a little bit of a bridge. I wouldn't call this deck a bridge spam because it's definitely not as fast, but the battle ram serves that. It's kind of like a hybrid deck, let's say that. It has a little bit of aspects from the bridge spam deck in it. It has a little bit from miner control, and it has a little bit from my favorite type of decks, which is going to be the Executioner Tornadoes. Simply because Executioner Tornado provides you with so much value. It's just insane. Here you can see I get some goblins out. He decides to answer them with an E-Wiz, so that's absolutely fine with me. Then he comes in with a Hog Electro Wiz. You can see my Valkyrie just shuts down that E-Wiz easily. And then we're pretty much able to take care of that push easily. I put an Ice Golem, I put a Battle Ram on the right just to kind of split up my push, make him choose where he has to go. I zap the Tombstone there, and here you can see my troops are home free right now. Barbarian's gonna get a swing, but my main damage is on the left. The Valkyrie did so much damage to the E-Wiz, the Valkyrie and the Night Witch, that I'm able to get a lot of damage on that tower still. And I know he's low in elixir at this point, so that's why I send in the goblins just to keep pressure. I know he wants to answer the goblins, especially if his tower is so low. I've dropped down my Valkyrie again to take care of the Ice Golem and the Hog Rider. I could have tornadoed it to the tower, but the Ice Golem might have made it a bit annoying. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I took care of it pretty easily from there. There you can see the Valkyrie again dealing quite easily with the guards, just cleaning everything up, and that should be the first tower right there pretty easily. Sorry. There you can just see the sheer dominance the Valkyrie really brings. He's gonna set up a few tombstones, try to play some defense here, but ultimately the game is already in my favor here. Some matchups that I do struggle with against this deck would be, let's see, off the top of my head, I think it's a pretty good deck against almost every type of deck. I don't think there's a real counter deck to it, but I do know that this deck lacks a heavy spell. So Three Musketeers become more of an issue, but they haven't really been much of an issue for me just because the Valkyrie does such a good job against them. If they have heal in the deck, it could become a little bit more tricky. I actually faced quite a few Three Musketeer heal decks in this Grand Challenge, so maybe in my second video I'll be sure to cover some more of how to play the Three Musketeer matchup with this deck itself. So the video is coming to an end here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to try out this new deck. Valkyrie is insane. She's really good in this current meta with all the spam and all that stuff going on. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be sure to upload another video on this deck to give you guys some more insight on it. Alright? Take care, guys. Have a good day.